Hi class! So today we're going to be learning about pollination. Now, can anyone yell out what pollination is? First, we're going to start off with what is pollen. Pollen is a fine yellow powder and it can cause allergies, or another thing that can be considered allergies is sneezing or having watery eyes or itchy eyes, that kind of thing. I get it, and I'm sure some of you probably have allergies as well. But there's a picture right here. This is pollen. This white is this fine yellow powder right here. Now, what is pollination? Now you can see over here, I put a picture up for you guys. So we've got a flower, and we've got a nice little bumblebee, and look, over here he doesn't have anything on his legs, and then he's got some pollen on his legs, and then he's going to land on a different flower. So this is pollination. So pollination needs to happen so flowers can make seeds to produce more flowers. The male part of the flower is where the pollen is made. So you can see the pollen right here, so you know this flower has to have stamen, or the male part, on it, because that's where the pollen comes from. The female part of the flower is where the seeds are made and where the pollen has to go. So over on this flower is where he's going to take this pollen and put it in the pistil, which is where the seeds are, and that's going to help to make more flowers. Now, what is a stamen? A stamen is a male part of the flower. It is where the pollen is made. Can you see in this picture right here where the stamen is? Now you know what pollen is. You know it's a fine yellow powder. So where would the stamen be? It would be right here. These little guys right here with the pollen on them, those are the stamen. That's the male part of the flower. Now what is a pistil? A pistil is the female part of the flower. So that's where the seeds are made and where the pollen has to go to make more flowers. So right here, this picture, you can see a blurry image of flower parts. Could you tell me, let's use our context clues. So we've got our petals right here, and then we've got our stamen, our male part of the flower right here. So that must leave this middle green part to be the pistil where the seeds are. Now, do all flowers have both? Some flowers only have a stamen, so some flowers are only males. Some flowers only have a pistil, so some flowers are only females. Now these flowers, they need a lot of help to make sure that they can make more seeds because they don't have both in the same flower. And some flowers have both. So over here, this beautiful pink flower, we've got our stamen here, and then we've got our pistil here in the middle, this little green. So this flower has both, so they don't need as much help getting pollen to the pistil to make more seeds. What are pollinators? I gave you a clue down here. We've got a bumblebee and this beautiful, beautiful butterfly right here. So pollinators are what we like to call pollen helpers. They help to get more pollen to the pistils to make more seeds. Here are some examples. So we have a bumblebee as an example. We have butterflies, a hummingbird, and moths. Now, let's review. You will have to bring these answers to class, so go and grab a paper and pencil and we'll write it down. Alright, do you have a paper and pencil? Then let's get started. My first question for you is, what is pollen? Think back. What is pollen? Do you got that? Alright, next one. What is pollination? Pollen, pollination. Let's see, those have to be related somehow, right? All right, ready for the next one? What is a stamen? Stamen. What is a pistil? A stamen and pistil, those sound familiar. Name some pollinators. I was just on our last slide. I bet you can name a few. All right, once you've got those answers written down, I want you to get excited for our fun activity that we're going to do in class. You get to be a pollinator and run around, and it's going to be a great time. We're going to have lots of fun. I'll see you all in class.